Thanks a lot for your attention. Thanks a lot for your contribution, for your support. Enjoy the day, enjoy the reunion, and thank you for coming. And now, I would like to ask Andrea Sironi, Professor Andrea Sironi, the Rector of the University, to address you a welcome speech. I think it's also important to show what the university is doing. Maybe some of you have been here many years ago, and I think to show what and the attention that the university has to the MBAs, and I must say Andrea is very close to our association, is supporting our association extremely. So on behalf of the association, thanks for what you're doing, when we have been doing and will be doing for the association. But I think it's interesting if you could give us just also the trends, the strategy, and the plans of this university. Thank you, Andrea, for
Thank you, Riccardo. It's a great pleasure for me to be here, not only because of my current role, but as many of you know, I've been teaching quite some time at the MBA, and I did see a number of faces that were very familiar to me, so it's really a great pleasure. Now, my role would be to give you a bit of an idea of what Bocconi is doing, and what are the main, projects for the future. And I'll be very quick, so don't worry. We have very prestigious keynote speakers, brilliant leaders, which I'm really thankful and grateful for them to be here. Now, Bocconi is becoming more and more an international higher education institution. And let me simply remind that this is especially thanks to the leading role that SDA Bocconi and especially the MBA program played in the past. The MBA has been the first international program at Bocconi, and like for so many other things at Bocconi, in some way we tend to follow what SDA Bocconi is doing. So after the launch of the first international MBA, which actually dates back to 1989, we now have a large number of international programs, and you can see in this slide that we're becoming more and more attractive all over the world. We do receive more and more applications from different countries for all our programs, and now we have in our campus about 80 different nationalities. The faculty too is becoming more and more international. Every year each individual department recruits internationally, both at the junior and senior level. Again, here it's a tough fight for talent, and competition is very strong, but I can tell you that Bocconi is clearly one of the key players in the European market for brilliant and productive teachers and researchers. Research too. This is a simple slide. I mean, I could talk about research for hours, but there is a very simple fact, and that is, as you could easily imagine, the funding for research in Italy is not particularly relevant. And when we look at research funding, what is most relevant is the European one. And there is an institution, which is the European Research Council, that actually gives every year significant grants, both to junior and senior researchers. And these grants are very competitive and are quite significant in size. Each individual grant is generally above 1 million euro. And if you look at the number of grants in the areas of management, finance, economics, so the core subjects of our institution, Bocconi is number 2 in Europe. And it's actually ahead of institutions like LBS, LSE, and so on. So it's a very good result so far. Of course, in terms of teaching, we're trying to innovate. And once again here, we're basically very much following what SDA Bocconi is doing. And we are innovating. As you probably are aware, the education industry is being transformed by new kind of technologies. And I actually very much hope will not end up like the music industry in a few years, otherwise it will be really tough for us. But Bocconi is innovating. We're launching the first massive open online courses in really next month. And of course, we are integrating that into the teaching process at Bocconi. We're also changing the setup of our lecture theaters, of our classrooms. And this is a very significant project that the university CEO, Bruno Pavesi, and myself are looking after very, very carefully. We're also becoming more and more international in terms of the partner institutions we have. Every year we send abroad more than 3,000 students, and about 1,300 of them are actually sent for study abroad programs. We have now, actually, the last date is actually 220 different partner institutions, really all over the world, all the continents. And I myself, I do travel around for two main reasons. One is opportunities for our students in terms of partnership with other business schools and universities. And the second is meeting our alumni. And I can tell you that every time I go to Hong Kong, Shanghai, Singapore, Los Angeles, New York, just a few recent months, I meet the alumni of the different chapters, and it's really impressive to see how passionate, enthusiastic they are about supporting our institution. A special thank on my side for this to, of course, Pietro Guindani, the chairman of the Bocconi Alumni Association, Riccardo Monti, the vice chairman, and especially Gianfranco Minutola and his team. We're organizing major events. Last year we had the first Asian conference of our alumni in Singapore, and next month we'll have the first one in the US in New York. Same is true for the Stronger Agreements double degrees. Well, a couple of very important innovations that you may not be aware of. 3 years ago, we launched our first international branch campus in Mumbai. We're actually running a postgraduate program in business. This is part of SDA Bocconi. We have Indian students studying there, and the first graduate actually came out this very month, and it's becoming more and more relevant. And also last year, we launched the first in some way triple degree. It's the World Bachelor in Business. It's a program, it's a bachelor program where students actually spend the first year in Los Angeles, USC, the second year in Hong Kong University of Science and Technology, and the third year here at Bocconi. And then they'll have a fourth year of their choice, and they get the 3 different degrees. And I can tell you that this is very much a program that is unique in the world, and everyone in the higher education industry is looking at Bocconi and asking us, how did you do that? This is a picture of our own campus in Mumbai, and I hope you'll have the chance to visit that in the future. And what about the future? There are a number of priorities that Bocconi is actually setting and pursuing. One is very consistent with what I just said, internationalization. We're becoming more and more an international institution with faculty, students coming from all over the world. And if you just walk around the campus, not today because it's not class time, but any other day, you would actually hear many different languages being spoken. Faculty, and that is, as I said, a very, very tough market. We are competing very aggressively, and of course, every time we want to recruit someone, it's a fight with the usual guys, i.e. LBS, LSE, HSE, ESADE, and so there's strong cooperation with these people, at the same time, strong competition. Teaching innovation, I mentioned that already. A point which I give a significant priority to, and that is our role as social mobility agents. I very much believe that in the current difficult situation of our country, the role that higher education institutions can play is a very significant one. And this is especially related to the ability to attract here young people that typically do not have the economic means and would then basically find their way, find their professional success thanks to the education that we can provide to them. And again, working closely with Bruno Pavesi, we are strengthening the opportunities, the scholarship, the financial aid to our students. We provide each year more than 20 million euros in this respect, and we're trying to make it even stronger in the future. Finally, we have this very significant project you may have heard about, which is the new campus. It's really a major investment because basically our city campus will increase by more than 60% with respect to what it is today. It's located where the old milk factory was, just across Via Sarfatti. There we will have the new campus for SDA Bocconi, so two new very important buildings where the MBA, the Executive MBA, the Global Executive MBA will be located, state-of-the-art class lecture theaters, and all the other facilities. Something I very much care about, the new sporting center, Olympic pool, indoor ring, basketball, volleyball, gym, and everything, and a residential tower, which is, I guess, something that will be really unique in Europe as a city campus. So many things currently being done, many interesting projects for the future, and I very much hope that we very much rely on all of you staying close to your alma mater and support us in many different ways, and of course, most significantly, helping our graduates, helping our students finding opportunities, internship, and job opportunities for the future. Making reference to this significant investment in the new campus, I would like to show you a very short video. But before that, let me once again thank all of you for being here, especially the ones that came from abroad, or the program directors, all the people at SDA Bocconi, our dean who will talk a bit later, the managing director, Andrea Gasparri, and all the staff who contribute to this successful venture. Thank you. So the video, please. Be the new campus for SDA Bocconi.
Andrea. As you see, the university is investing a lot. I understand that this should be live or could be live depending on the bureaucracy of our local administration, but the plan is to have this live in 5 years or so, so 2018 or so. And I think this investment, this attention, I think, is also behind the ranking increase that the MBA in particular and the SDA school has had. I think the last FT ranking has improved worldwide 11 positions. And I think this is the result of all these single steps, these investments, these events, these attentions that we're having. And on this note,